The practice of crowd control has been one of particular interest to the Walt Disney Company since their first theme park operation on July 17, 1955, with the opening of Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Ever since, theme park and amusement proprietors all over the world have attempted to crack the code on crowd control, and the most recent system implemented has been the use of virtual queues, or a method by which a guest can request a return time to experience a particular attraction at some point in the future. Hopefully, anyway. But what if we were to tell you that the Walt Disney Company was implementing virtual queues not just in their theme parks, but on their cruise liners? Let's talk about Disney Cruise Line testing the extremely controversial system of virtual queues for experiences on the Disney Wish here on That Park Plays.
Disney is bringing back one of the worst things ever, and in a strange way, doing it in a way that is even worse than we could have possibly anticipated. This is a gut fan level reaction, but here Disney Cruise Lines have recently announced that they're going to test virtual queue on the April 21st Wish sailing. Wish is a boat. So they're going to put, just like Under Siege was Die Hard on a submarine, they're going to put virtual queue on a boat. The system was used for Aquamouse meeting Spider-Man and other ship activities. DCL says this was a limited test and they're always looking to improve guest experience. So if you want to ride this water slide, Vash, what are you going to need?
Well, I guess not only your trunks and your sandals, maybe, but you'll also need, I suppose, the app on your phone already, and you're going to need a connection to the onboard internet in order to facilitate this.
You're going to need to bring your phone on a water slide.
Right.
Oh, that's genius right there. I get it. I get it. A lot of phones are waterproof now, but man, that's lame. Water parks are one of the best places to get away from your phone, and they just can't seem to help themselves, can they?
No, they cannot. that's the very unfortunate thing about this whole thing, because you go on a cruise in order to get away, right? I mean, literally in quite some instances, but just to de-stress and have a very relaxing time. People will note that the cruise lines are far more relaxing than the theme parks. The theme parks have you go through all this rigmarole when it comes to virtual queues, or trying to embark on extra magic hours, or trying to book a vacation. All that, we all know the complexities involved in a Disney vacation to book either Walt Disney World or Disneyland. Disney Cruise Line has been separated from a lot of that hassle and rigmarole, and now incorporating it in like this, it has a lot of people very much concerned, that's for sure. Now, some people were noting that with the Aquamouse specifically, that might not be such a bad thing, because it is a very low capacity attraction. I mean, it doesn't move anybody much at all. I believe, I'm looking up right now of the capacity of the Wish, and yeah, I was about right. About 4,000 people can be on the Wish at any one time, which means that to have the Aquamouse go through, which is very low capacity. I mean, I would say probably less than 150 people per hour. I mean, it's that low probably. And it takes up so much of the ship, and people are waiting like 45 minutes to an hour in the sun in some cases in order to ride this thing. Some people were saying like this is a good use of this, but to incorporate it in other elements like meeting Spider-Man, for example, or any other, like a meet and greet, whatever, any other use they want to incorporate this, I just think it's not great.
Yeah, and is it? I don't know if I was looking at the Aqua Mouse or the Aqua Duck, which that's where the pun comes from originally. You are on a conveyor belt in the dark, and then there are screens to your left, or I forget if they're on both sides. I've seen footage and they were focusing on one side, and you are in the dark looking at screens as it goes up into the water slide. So I'm going to say this is the solution to what was not a problem. People like water slides. Water slides are kind of take it or leave it. I generally don't get on a cruise. Even if I was a little kid, I would more think, oh, well, yeah, there's a water slide. We'll go do that water slide. I don't understand why you need attractions on a cruise ship. Personally, you would think that this is not the thing that they are that they really need here. I don't know. I don't get it at all. I don't understand why you need attractions at sea. you have attractions at your theme park, and then you also sell the cruises so that you can relax from your Disney vacation.
Yeah,
Now they're asking you to they're asking you to export that stress to the high seas.
I don't like it at all. I do agree with you, Jonas. I think I don't know what the market really is for multiple attractions at sea. Apparently, Disney does believe that there is a market for this. As Scott Gustin points out here, the upcoming Disney Adventure ship, people will remember that the Adventure was the acquired ship during the Bob Chapek era and was converted into a Disney cruise liner. Again, wasn't built for the express purpose for Disney's use, and that's going to be selling out of East Asia, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have multiple attractions, so it's likely Disney is testing the virtual queue system that will eventually be used on that ship. This might just be a test for another vessel, and we never get a permanent addition of the virtual queue on the Wish. Maybe they scale it back and don't include the meet and greets. Maybe it's just for the Aquamouse and those attractions. But you got to think, Jonas, when you get a virtual queue at a theme park, let's say, you have to really mold or work around that virtual queue for your entire day. And that's I think what people don't want the cruise on experience to be. I think that they just want to be like, okay, if I want to do something, I can just go ahead and do it. And yeah, what time's dinner? Okay, I can do everything around that. Incorporating more elements that you have to constantly schedule yourself around, I think is unwanted. But hey, what do I know?
I think that makes way too much sense. I don't want them to do more virtual queue. I hate virtual queue. I think that people should be allowed to look at the line and say whether or not they're going to do it. I get it that there's someone within the company that's like, we need to solve this problem. I don't really think it's a problem having an attraction that everyone wants to ride. I think you take the line into account, or maybe I'm just an old jaded theme parker that grew up around Florida. Soarin' was a 180-minute wait the first time I looked at it, and even though it was a brand new attraction, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to wait. I maybe waited a little too long on that one to actually get to experience it, but it's fine. I don't know. The modern theme park experience with the incorporation of phones, I think, is worse than it was when no one had any idea about phones. In fact, I think theme parks were better when there was no chewing gum, no newspapers, and no phones. But maybe I'm an old man. You can disagree with me in the comments if you like.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.